Welcome back. WeArEuS at this. This is the Tarnishing of Juxtia. Which way were we supposed to be going? Okay, I remember talking to that guy. So? Okay, this... Well, we know what's going to happen here. Grody. Well, it needs to be killed purely... Ooh, frick. I don't think the game has any idea how to deal with that. Tyrant's festering wing, one of the rotting king's wings, still crawling with all manner of bizarre insects. Channel your energy through it to summon a swarm of leeches which drain health from foes. Do they... But do they give the health to me? Granted, I only have 3 heals, and those regenerate based on how much damage I can do, which, combos pretty well with the Carapace and a fast attacking weapon. I really like daggers. Tyrant's Oath Hammer. Maybe we should have gone back and talked to that other guy. Okay, he doesn't even have the decency to be here. That's... I want to say fine, but then I'd be lying. And we don't do that. So, let's go ahead and test out the Tyrant's Festering Wing. Saint Oberath and his Templars were once a group of boisterous yet honorable knights, with a penchant for grand feasts full of music and drink. But then the saint was wounded. The tarnishing took hold of him, and now the only music is a cacophonous nightmare of buzzing wings and chittering mandibles. And we get to raise one more. Let's go with that. We were kind of being held back by our stamina regeneration, so I'm really not a fan of being forced to sit still while that... There'd be something over here. Nope. While it announces what the area is. There's a fountain over here. Or not. Yes. And? Oh. Nope, that doesn't do what I thought it would. There's a fountain up above over there. Right there. I actually should probably visit that before I end up getting killed and sent back to the other one. Yeah, that's cool and all, but anyway, back to Cygnus.
Hello there again. I understand you've done what my brothers and I could not. WeArEuS is finally at rest. It's what he would have wanted, and I can find little joy in his end. It's my hope that he has found some peace now. As for myself, though the world may be nearing its end, there are still things to see, places to find. And so my journey of documentations, I'll continue.
Cool story, bro. Oh.
There you are again. And getting some news from my gifts, I hope. Here, another brand for you. Unique one. Take it. Empower yourself.
Piercing spear. I mean, we may as well test it. We have to go past the fountain anyway. And we have to go all the way back to the town, or whatever you'd like to call it, in order to speak with the blacksmith. I don't use Divine Bolt as it is. A Drellian version of the Divine Bolt. Channel your mana into it to fire a magic projectile that pierces through foes. That could actually be really useful. Developed specifically for combat in the crowded battlefields of the war. This spell sacrifices simplicity for versatility, requiring strategy to be used effectively. No thanks. I wouldn't be surprised if there actually was a shortcut from here to... I really don't remember the name of the town. But there's only the one, so I can simply refer to it as the town, and we're here. So we need to head right. Juxtia. I understand you reopened the junction. That place hasn't been operational for years. It's good to hear we won't be as isolated anymore, though. I suppose it defeats the purpose of an exile. The gates to the capital. Why would... Ah... That city has been sealed since before the end of the war. By an impenetrable lock. The seal was split apart and scattered to the far corners of the world, where only Drellium's most trusted could find them. I only know for certain the location of one, in the Mage's Tower, to the far east of the war wastes. The door rarely unseals, but I happen to have a key. Take it. I have no intention of using it. As for the others, there is someone in the gardens who may be able to help, but she's rather eccentric. Hard to understand at times. That's all I know. I don't know why I was surprised for a moment there, why there was even more verticality to that particular room. Since we're here, and we have no resources to upgrade with, that's fine. May as well save just to be safe and not have to do that. I think the conversation would have to be done again. It's usually not the way these games work anyway. So we have a choice between what direction we head in, and since this one's right here, well, hold on, let's actually visit the... Interesting. I mean, I say interesting, but hold on. Bez... I didn't. Whoops. I say interesting, but I don't remember where that thought was supposed to be going. I also need to keep in mind that I don't have my carapace anymore. Solan bar and a good number of Solan flakes. Okay. I mean, if this isn't a door, that's a really odd design choice. Actually, Bellsmith? Hold on. Hands of my mother and Bellsmith's fists. Beating heart. We're going to have to do some more looking around. In order to try and find, I don't even know what they're supposed to be called, the statless equipment, because I assume that if you put them all on together, so long as the name is similar or the exact same, it should have some sort of an effect, unlike with the okay? Unlike with the rest of the equipment, such as, you know, the stuff we have on now. I at least hope so, because it'd just be a shame for them to have, you know, marginally better stats and that be it. I want something nuts, like when you get hit, there's an explosion. Well, I say nuts and then give something that's as simple as a pseudo self-destruct that, you know, doesn't actually do any damage to yourself. I don't like this place. It's too quiet. Ah, finally. I was in the middle of a roll. God, anything but the dagger feels terrible. And I mean, yes, I could have used some magic, but to what end exactly? Eh, I can do more damage faster with the dagger. And I mean, sure, I can probably upgrade this hammer to do 500 damage at the second upgrade point, but why when I can just keep swinging the dagger? There's nothing in it for me. And these are just bad. They scale with dexterity best, so there's that at least. But they're so bad. Back to Old Faithful then. I'm pretty sure we didn't leave that many sparks behind, but, you know, I was killed, so I can't just let that stand. I need to make sure I'm close to this guy. Ooh, frick. It's just better. Also, we apparently have a single use of the WeArEuS wing. took me a moment to figure out the guy's name. Wow. So Overwrath's wing is trash. You know we have to go down there, right? Well, frick. Oh, I almost missed it. It's like, why would this exist then? Yeah, see, another set, but like, so obviously, in the places we've been, there are other sets that well, set pieces that we've missed. Like the shoes for the, frankly, I'm not even sure. Like, we have Eyes of My Father. Is there a set for of my father, or is Eyes of My Father connected to uh no, it's here. Hands of My Mother. Is Beating Heart connected to those two, or is it just part of something completely different? I don't like how I can't tell. And there's no information given on the armor itself, so you're basically just looking at statless pieces that, if you didn't take a moment to think about, you'd likely just sell. Well, didn't like that, thank you. I was not paying attention to the damage I had taken. God, those leeches are worthless. They basically just sit there and don't actually... I don't understand what the point of them is supposed to be. I'll take them again, but this will be the last time. I also need to be a little careful about losing those specs. We got 5531 remaining, or just sitting there waiting for us to retrieve it. Oh, we could have gone. Oh, that's a big one. So we got a cultist chakram. No idea what to do with that exactly, so let's go take a look. I'm betting it's a... I genuinely don't know. What the frick am I looking? It has to be a sword, right? If it were a dagger, it would require more hits to charge the wing, so it's not a dagger. But it swings quickly, so it has to be a sword. I'm not against it. There it is. So it does... Okay. Oh, I mean, they don't even move toward a target. And then they hit the target and I really like that, by the way. Really.
Yep.
You know, I'm a lot less bothered about the loss of the specs than how I lost them. Getting staggered by ranged cheese, which is exactly what that was, because there was just this. Well, there might have been counterplay if I had the shield equipped. Now that I think about it, so yeah, that's technically my fault. Mostly my fault, but still. No one likes being stuck in a position where they can't react to something, especially when they can see it coming. That's one of the greatest sins you can commit in video games. Taking control away from the player, especially to then just do damage to them and leave them unable to respond. So I guess from now on we'll just be using daggers, because basically every other weapon in the game feels terrible to use. Wow. What is this sweet evil? Maybe you guys understand now why I use the carapace. It's guaranteed to be valuable no matter when you use it, so long as it's in combat. If you accidentally fat finger the ability button and you use it while you're not in a fight, it's kind of sad. I don't know where I was going with that. So, oh, I have the shield. Hey, bud. But only one of us dies. I was trying to kill the archer, but I knew putting that much distance between myself and the guy with the chakram was going to have side effects, let's say. Alright, let's actually get rid of the wing, because it is the worst thing. Just awful. I'd actually rather have the Wraith's cloak. I don't like the Wraith's cloak, but going to try it again. Hated it the first time, but so I know it's not going to be any better now, but what can you do? I mean, sure, not everything can be as good as the carapace, but wait, why can't it be? How did I take damage? God, this game is stupid. And I sure love taking damage from that guy. Hey, buddy. I really don't like you, so have one of these. Eat a dick, son. Well, getting away from there. That's a mistake. Cool. Well, at least we can keep healing as much as we want. Yeah, I don't think so, bud. And so just like that, we've filled up all stacks of the Wraith's cloak. These cultists aren't making any sense. Why did they throw themselves at us so? Well, because apparently you're lying. Oh. Okay. I'm sure this will be fine. Just gonna keep going about my business. You have fun with those two. I know a party when I see one. Yeah, I've been to so many of those. Oh dear. Dang it. There he goes. Oh well. Well, I hate that. Whoop. Oh. Well, we just one-shot that guy. Sure not a fan of the animation required to actually use the ability. Okay. Where the frick am I? Well, yeah, that was sort of obvious, but... Oh my goodness. I mean, you would imagine it would be really easy to avoid taking any damage there. God, I just can't. I have to go with the carapace because everything else feels terrible. Fierce. I don't. I don't know why. For the carapace, it makes sense because why not have a downside to something that's. I'm not going to say strong, but for something that works the way it does. Whereas everything else has this awkward wind up that is extremely annoying. Oh, hey there. Really? Apparently, I'm very lucky I staggered him there, otherwise I would have taken a back shot. Yeah, totally makes sense for me to take damage there. So we just drop here. I put a little too much umph on that one. What the? So apparently, at some point, I got staggered out of my. I got staggered out of my cast of my special ability. Hmm. Oh. Come on. I think there should be a third one, right? Suffering from a minor bout of frustration, but I'm going to alleviate that right now. With vengeance. Oh, that is frustrating. So the other door had already opened. I'm guessing that means we had passed the little test. But I can't just let that one go. I'm sure this is going to be fine. Oh, I'm actually a little upset now. I can't act. Wow, we have 80,000? Just just fighting every enemy on the way to this specific point nets us around 20 or so thousand specs. I'm a little moist, frankly. And that's actually a pretty good amount too, because we're starting to get up there towards the 10,000 mark for Toon Hammer and Solan Bar. We're starting to get up there in the costs for upgrading our stats. Wait. So what was even the point of, aside from the specs we got from fighting them? I kind of enjoyed that. We probably got a good bit of the specs that we have now from fighting the enemies in there. So I suppose you could fight enemies in places like that and then just die over and over again before you actually finish out the gauntlet. And then that's free extra specs that you can farm. Of course, it's not going to be very pleasant to have to travel the way back here. But that's just because all of the other special abilities are trash. Or not trash per se, but generally just inferior. Oh, we get more bandages. I don't really need this, but I'll do it anyway.
Welcome back. These meetings of ours are starting to feel almost pedestrian. I can't say I've ever spoken to a single person, though many times. They typically last one or two conversations. But you're quite the driven little insect. I wonder what you're trying to accomplish. You're clearly on some sort of a mission. Don't bother answering. I have little interest in the answer. Goals, quests, and all of that attempted by prey to assign some kind of meaning to their lives. In the end, Beetle, all we are is food. It's foolish to have loftier expectations than that. Now, let's get those wrappings prepared. Purpose or not, you still have work to do.
Oh, she's fun. Just an absolute delight every time we meet her. Doesn't hurt that she's also useful. Oh, see? See? Normally, you would think, oh, there's not going to be anything at the end of this area because there never is. Gotcha. So, what's going to be my reward for that? Or, no, this. Lots of doors, a shortcut. I vaguely remember this area. Ah, yes. We can take a trip back to the fountain and spend our specs. Right? Yeah, there's a fountain right here. There we go. We now do 200 damage with the dagger. We also have a frankly absurd amount of health now. Should we go with 800 and then spend the last one on something else? I don't really use brand magic. It's not that great, frankly. I guess we'll just go with the health. Well, that, my friends, is profit. So we're going to head back to the area we just came from with the 2 open doors we refused to go through because we were looking to spend some of that money. Let's make sure we're going the right way first. Yeah, there's pretty much only one way we can go. Let's start at the top. Oh, this is going to be fun. Anyone else? Kind of weird. A little empty. Mostly lonely. Soul and flakes, I won't say no to those. My dagger hungers after all. I don't know if we can actually upgrade the dagger with the soul and flakes anymore. No reason that we can't go and see. But that's going to be something to do later. I didn't actually expect this room to be someplace new. Greed's sacrifice. Where are we? Oh! Okay. So, Greed sacrifices a helmet. Nope, no it's not. It's not one of those. It's not a relic, it has to be a gift. An old fragment of a bronze mask. A wicked grin carved into it. Reduces max HP, but grants passive health regeneration. Why not? Let's see what it's got for us. We can actually... Yeah, we actually have to go here first. Swap this. We'll keep the other one and put this on here. I mean, the passive regeneration isn't all bad, but... We lose 220 HP? Possibly 218. So we'll try this leech for just a little bit. I want to see how much I get from it and how much I lose. If it's 200 and 100, as an example, then it's fine. I mean, I pretty much kill enemies quickly, so I won't get that much out of it, as I probably will lose, but... Oh. We can test here. Nope. No, we can't. Alright. I'm going back up here to fight that one guy. To test the leech. Do we also get specs for killing them, or does it stop us from doing that? Or stop that from happening, and this is now the only way we can gain them? Well, we have 5,000 of them now. I learned nothing, by the way. Oh, goodness. That is great. Well, at the very least, you can't lose specs due to taking damage from environmental effects. So there's that. Huh. Okay. Sister of Reverence. Oh, at last you arrived. When we were told of your existence, we could hardly believe there could be another, much less that they would grace us with their splendiferous presence. But yet you can still be more. So much more. Come now, Red Soul. Butcher us. We will inflict as much pain upon your sacred form as possible, and in doing so, you will ensure your ascension. Please don't run. You didn't see that coming, did you? What the fricking? That is a thing that should not happen. There should not be recoil when you block something. Stop that. Such an honor. Can I have a ranged weapon now? Weapon, not spell. Sister's Sacrifice. A necklace containing a vial of the sister's blood found amongst her belongings. After channeling or while under the effects of an energy rush, gain increased movement speed. We also gained a drenched fragment. I mean, as long as we still gain specs after killing an enemy, that's fine. We should be able to recoup any losses we may have suffered, during the actual fight itself. What a nut she is, though. Or was. We can keep heading right, and that should take us back to the fountain. I did not expect to be able to fit in another boss fight, but what can you do when you're just this good? I will say, though, the drowned? I don't think it's called the drowned carapace. Anyway, the carapace wasn't particularly useful there, considering her severe, no, not severe, that doesn't fit here, her extreme mobility. We'll go ahead and level up. Okay, and since we've already... wow, that is a lot of stacks for that. Should it really cost 5 hits to stack that thing that many times? I don't know. But we're going to find out whether it's actually worth it or not. And thankfully, if we run this circuit and don't die, we'll be able to find out pretty quickly. Although it also activates on energy rushes, and apparently it only increases our movement speed, which isn't particularly... Oh. No. I keep forgetting to test how many specs I lose if I take a hit. Come on. Actually, it's not that much. I lose like 100 or so, I think, which is not bad. Okay, so the movement speed afforded to us by this blood vial, weird, is not great. That said, I've got nothing. That said, I want to actually make sure that we... Okay. One more. Okay. Okay, that's actually a little upsetting. I'm just sitting here thinking about how bad that spell, that brand magic is. It has the potential to be easily the best brand magic in the game. Unfortunately, for some reason they decided, they thought to themselves, what if we designed a shield that knocked you away and knocked your enemy away so that it would be completely useless to you and do more harm than good. There we go. Don't get me wrong, I get the idea. It's supposed to give you space so you can react or, heal. I could just roll away instead. It doesn't need to knock me away from the target. It just needs to stun them. That's all I needed to do. Instead, they decided it would be easily the most annoying thing to use in the game, aside from their silly little special abilities. I think we're going to run the rest of this circuit up to the area the gauntlet's in. Then we'll spend these specs we've earned and, I suppose, call it a day. Weird. I mean, the movement speed isn't that bad. God dang it. I realize now that I forgot that I was supposed to start speaking again once I entered that previous area there. Whoops. This ought to be interesting. Now that you're alone, what will you do? What will you do? Oh, that was convenient. I do appreciate, though, that I can cast that particular ability while on the move. That's beautiful. Need more like it. I will say I have also figured out how much specs we get from the... what's it called? The leech, right. We get 20 for landing a hit and lose 10 for taking a hit. Makes sense. That's perfect for me. I mean, I'd prefer to get more and then lose, well, prefer gain more and lose half of that more. But, the way it works now isn't too bad. It isn't too impactful, but it's useful. What would be better is to have more relic slots. We could just keep heading left and then down. Oh, we can actually do this so we don't have to go as slow anymore. Then it wears off. At the very least, it doesn't hold us back by locking us into place and then into an animation on top of it. So, oh, it's the little things that count. Let's see. We got claim lifeblood. We won't be able to swap to that until we hit the what's its face? The healing fountain. Let's make sure we've seen everything this place has to offer. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so we can head back to that other area and then first, the sister sacrifice is okay. I mean, if it's nice to go fast. I don't know why boosted movement speed isn't, not as fast as this, or if they did make it as fast as this, this should stack on top of that or something like that. Whatever. Anyway, Brother's Carapace is, how do I put it? Oh, actually, let me take care of this first. A strangely familiar blood-red brand in the shape of a claw. Channel your mana into it to mark an enemy. When that enemy takes damage, convert that damage into life force. The Sister's cult worships a god which derives its power from death. Take the pain of others and convert it into strength. Use that strength. Inflict more pain. Ascend. Yep, that I messed up. Yeah, that seems like me all over though. So, I mean, we don't really need more armor or health. But I do like it increasing my armor value. I do like that. But I also like damage. I also like damage a lot. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us today. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen here. We got to see a number of new special abilities. None of them are anywhere near as good as the Carapace, mostly due to mechanical flaws inherently baked into the game for some reason, making them clunky to use and therefore not juice worth the squeeze, as they say. The Sister's Sacrifice was okay. I don't need movement speed, and sometimes you fight bosses on stages with limited space, so what's really the point of being able to go fast if you can't go anywhere? And, I suppose you could say it's got a use case where it specializes in, being more effective than something else might be, such as the worthless leeches from WeArEuS wing. I thought the Wraith's Cloak was bad, but at the very least it has the good sense to be able to target enemies that are nearby, even if they're not on the same platform as you. Still, we're going to stick with the Carapace. Granted, I wish I could switch to something else and, still feel like I'm getting value But the carapace just allows me to, do more damage. If only the carapace was actually good, you know? You know, like better. If only. Anyway, there will be another episode uploaded later in the week on Thursday. So, if you're looking to find out whether their special abilities are in the game and see if we find any more of the statless armor pieces, feel free to come back then. You could, subscribe or any of that other stuff, but I'll leave that to your discretion. And so, with all that said, we will see you next time.